A fan, one of you people, good people, sent me a copy of Gilda with Rita Hayworth. It is a movie that is known for two shots. The hair going back and the glove coming off. The movie is awesome. Rita Hayworth is an amazing actress, and one I never really considered, because I just think of her as, that's it.
Yeah.
And it's horrible that so many movies are reduced to the meme of the movie.
Greta Garbo, I Want to Be Alone.
Exactly. I don't even know what movie that's from.
It's not from a movie. It was from an interview.
Oh, it's okay. The first time I saw Casablanca, I was like 14 years old, and I'm like, oh, I got to see this movie. Everyone's talking about it because, the boomers were in control, and they properly brainwashed me as far as that went. And it was all about Play It Again, Sam. I'm missing the first 45 minutes of the movie. And there's a lot of plot there. There's a lot of world building in that beginning of it. I watched it up to the point where Rick says, if you played it for her, play it for me, play it. And then I turned it off because I was bored.
Huh.
So a couple years after that, I saw it again. I'm like, oh, this is a movie. That one line is just one of over 100 lines you can quote from this movie.
Yeah. Got some postcards to read. Look at this guy. He's still here. Hasn't left yet. This is from Tim in Hamilton, Ontario. Do you plan on doing any more Indian movies in the future, or are they just too long for the show? Sholay is good. Seen it. I have not seen it.
I have not seen it either. Indian movies tend to be on the very, very long side.
It's true. I've been looking for ones that are... Hey, commenter. If you know of a Bollywood or Indian movie that is under 2 hours, leave it in the comments and I will check it out. This Jack Hawkins postcard is from Sean Henry. Have you seen Basil Dearden's The League of Gentlemen, 1960, starring Jack Hawkins, Roger Livesey, one of my favorite actors, and alas, Richard Attenborough. Sir Dicky, who I know Craig loves. Great heist movie. Haven't seen it.
I have seen it.
This cat was sent to us by Ryan. Dear Matt and Craig, I hope the spring season has been nice to you both. Recently, I caught some polarizing productions here in New York. The Sign in Sidney Berenstein's Window with Oscar Isaacs and Rachel Brosnahan. And Beau is Afraid. Both stuck with me long after seeing them for different reasons. Are there any shows/movies that you still think about whether of merit or actress performance or else of this?
Well, yes.
And this Nantucket postcard comes from Tim, who gives us a little limerick. There once was a fellow named Craig, who on a vacation leg to Nantucket Isle hit a bookstore a while and got books without having to beg.
Ah, that's right.
That is a limerick. Lori and I enjoyed a weekend with Aaron from Hell's Kitchen and his partner Pam on Nantucket and thought of Craig at Nantucket's Bookworks.
Ah, one of my favorite bookstores in the world.
We got a couple of envelopes to open up here. Let's check them out. This is from Aaron in Hell's Kitchen, who just went on vacation to Nantucket with some folks. The person who sells the vintage postcards at the flea market near me was running low on Wisconsin cards. So let's go countrywide for round 2 of Been There. Did we do round 1 of Been There?
Probably. I think so, yeah.
Fourth in Wisconsin, Milwaukee, Wisconsin. Been there.
Yeah, been there.
State capital, Madison, Wisconsin. Have you been there?
I used to... Wait 1 second. That's the second Capitol building. That one burned down. I have not been there.
Oh, well, never mind.
That was burned down over 100 years ago.
Miami Beach.
No, I have not been there.
Gatlinburg, Tennessee.
No!
Oh, this is Antoine's Restaurant in New Orleans, Louisiana.
I've been to New Orleans, but not to Antoine's.
Boston, been there.
Been there.
Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania.
Yes, I have. And I've seen this building. I remember seeing that from the hill.
Oh, I don't even need to read it. I know this is Niagara Falls.
I have been there.
Golden Gate Bridge, San Francisco, been there.
No.
Out in the West Texas town of El Paso, I have never been there.
I've been close enough to see This Way to El Paso signs on the interstate.
Expo 67, Montreal. I have been to Montreal.
I have not been to Montreal. We've seen this on the show. This is where they filmed Quintet. El Paso is where they filmed The Counselor through the Golden Gate Bridge. I don't think we've seen that, have we?
Phantom Toll Booth took place in San Francisco.
All right, true. But only the boring parts. Sure, we've been to Vegas at some point in this. Miami Beach is close to Miami Blues.
Viva Las Vegas.
Oh, yeah, I guess so, yeah. Boston?
Friends of Eddie Coyle, is that possible?
Oh my God, yes. Hey, I got a letter here. It's from Robert Cole in St. David's, Ontario. Dear Matt and Craig, I wanted to write a letter of appreciation to Craig before he walks into the old leather sunset beyond the old leather couch. Your continued presence on the show has been an absolute boon to YouTube, and seeing your continued friendship between you and Matt has been a delight. The fact that neither of you trash the movies you watch, but instead have intelligent discussions about them, has been a turning point for YouTube movie critics, to the point where I have a hard time going back to the angry reviewers of the past. I look forward to seeing what Matt has in store in the future, and who next occupies a seat on the old leather couch. But I will miss the discussions that felt like a genuine peek into a friendship that has lasted for decades. That said, I have one question for both Matt and Craig. What terrible movie has a great soundtrack? For me, it's the 93 Super Mario Brothers movie, which was in consideration instead of Macbeth. I almost picked that one. The movie may have been a poor adaptation of a beloved video game, but the soundtrack slaps like nothing else. Who would have thought Queen, Megadeth, Roxette, Marky Mark, and the Divinals could have ended up in the same CD?
I've been asked this question before, and I always say Four Rooms. Which actually is, I think, half a good movie.
Oh, yeah.
The soundtrack is excellent.
Zabriskie Point.
Oh, Zabriskie Point is a great soundtrack.
Yeah, Zabriskie Point.
I've been wanting that on vinyl forever. I look for that all the time. Let's open those top two packages there.
Top two. This is from Paul in Garland, Texas.
This is from Steve in Westfield, New Jersey, who says, movies, now more than ever. And he's got a bunch of postcards here. There's a young Warren Beatty. There's Goldfinger. New York. Vote Democrat.
All right.
Roswell, New Mexico. Denver International Airport.
Been there.
There's Albuquerque.
Not been there.
And a double shot of the Great Sand Dunes.
No, and you keep that one, yes.
Oh, this is terrifying. Guillermo del Toro and all the faces of your nightmares. And there is a movie in here. It is Isle of Dogs.
The one Wes Anderson I haven't seen. This is a mystery. John Wayne. People riding on horses. What is it? Hey guys, have you seen this film? This is one of John Wayne's minor films, but it is a humorous action western where he is not straining credulity as a romantic lead. And it gives Lee Marvin a small but delicious role as a bad dude. While filming, Michael Curtiz was ill and Wayne became the uncredited director. This is fascinating. I think this 1961 film is one of his last good roles before he took more character actor roles like in True Grit. Keep up the good work.
The Comancheros. When you go to our website at welcometothebasementshow.com, you can see all of our episodes, the entire catalog, here, then, and beyond. And there are PayPal donation buttons that you can click on to make a one-time or rolling monthly donation to support our show. Rolling donations, you pay a small amount every month, supports our show. Here's a short list of some of our rolling monthly donors. Kieran, Luke, Amber, Thomas, Jed, Catherine, Harrison, Marissa, Larissa, Kai, B.A., Mikey D, Chris, Laura, Brett, Guide, Dave, Martin, Caitlin, Beth, Maurizio, Einar, Jason, and Sella. The rest of our donors later in the show.
Thank you all. Now what? Oh, wait, a question.
And now viewer questions. Fusion451. I wonder if Lloyd Matsushita will host He's a Movie Guy. Maybe he will. Maybe he won't. I don't know. I'm going to announce how the future of The Basement looks on our next episode when we see what happens post-Craig. So stay tuned.
A few weeks ago, somebody asked, how do I choose books to read? And I said something about the books tell me to read them. This is how I chose to read the book I'm currently reading. A few weeks ago, I was doing an acrostic puzzle, which you work out what a quote is through this Byzantine way, and it was a line by Charles Dickens from the book Hard Times. About a week later, I read an essay by Philip Pullman, and he's talking about Charles Dickens, and he mentions Hard Times, and I'm like, oh, where that quote's from? And then around a week after that, I'm walking around, and there's the free book boxes. I find a copy of Hard Times by Charles Dickens. I pick it up, I open it up to the first page. It's the exact line from that acrostic puzzle. I know what I'm reading next. That's how I find every single book I read.
Let's open two more packages. We've got a lot of packages to get through tonight, folks.
This is Chris and Tom in Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania.
There is no note here from Dylan, but there is a label on this book that says Craig, so I guess this is for you.
What is it?
Songs in the Key of Z, the Curious Universe of Outsider Music.
Ooh.
I used to have this CD. I know the songs that they talk about in this book. This book should be for me.
I'm going to know what the songs are about. He'll be able to sing them. Oh, the Shags, Tiny Tim, Sid Barrett. So this is like real, this is outsider music. Okay.
Yeah, Daniel Johnston and Leslie Willis and people like that.
Captain Beefheart is included on this. I have a book from the 70s called Stranded, and it's the classic question, you're on a desert island, what one CD you have?
Right.
And, or not CD, they wouldn't have said CD. It's like, you mean one of those things you get from a bank? So the one record one of them picked was Captain Beefheart's Trout Mask replica, which I've never heard a note of. I'm going to choose this one because I don't get this record. I don't like this record. I want the one thing to be this impossible nut to crack. So I have this, and it's the only thing I can listen to until I can figure it out.
And you would figure it out, and eventually you would love it.
Dear Matt and Craig, hopefully this arrives in time to hand to Craig before his farewell. You want to hand it to me? Otherwise, we hope you can forward along this gift and massage. You don't need to read the enclosed letter aloud. You're welcome.
What's the book? I know that book.
I know this book. Positively 4th Street. I don't have a copy of this, but this is, so thank you. This is one of the best books about Bob Dylan and also Richard Farina and the Baez sisters.
We get a lot of packages in our P.O. box. Today it was a lot of books, but sometimes we get records as well, and I listen to them and I talk about them, and I want to talk about Paul Simon's Graceland.
I've heard of that.
Album I've heard many times.
Yes.
I don't think I've ever heard an artist sort of transform himself so completely and yet still seem so familiar. This is Paul Simon through and through, but it's so different than everything else he's done. It's striking how transitional this album is. This is made by someone who's going through a lot of stuff. He's talking about tumbling in turmoil. He's talking about traveling and wandering, sleeping in doorways. This is someone who is totally groundless. I don't know what Paul Simon was going through at the time. I'm guessing divorce. So much of that is all over this. And yet the music is so warm and inviting.
How old was he when this came out? He was 45?
Something like that,
Yeah. This is an album, a rock album put out by someone at middle age, and it's the most vibrant thing he's done. And no one, the Stones, Paul McCartney, Bob Dylan, no one had this vibrancy at that age.
Yeah.
I would like to thank the donors. Bernard, JP, Alfred, Mary Beth Shelby, RPC Services, Reed Grant, Anna, Jerry, Jared, Lindsay, Abraham, Sean, and Jeff.
Let's open those last two packages.
They're fragile. It's fragile.
I wonder if it's a Keurig. This is from Clayton in Delaware, Ohio.
This is from Sean McDougall in Shoreline, Washington.
This is Clayton Condo here with my 4th fan letter to you two awesome guys and show, saying that to you that I hope you two are doing well and hoping your Welcome to the Basement show is still doing good. It is.
Yes.
I also got you a package of movies, 2 collectible empty soda glass bottles, and 2 VHS tapes for collector's purposes. I hope you'll receive this letter and package and like it. And I have a list of movies for Seen It if you have. He then lists a list of Seen It movies. Many of these I've seen. I will add these to the list. He's included stacks and stacks of DVDs. About Schmidt, Animals Are Beautiful People, Brain Donors. I think we've gotten this one before. Oh, he's got notes on all of them, too. This one is a DVR disc. Okay. Cloud Atlas and Jupiter Ascending.
Whoa. Heavy stuff, those.
Colors. I've seen Colors.
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 Yeah. We can all mutter the song.
Targets. Sour Grapes. Simon Birch.
The Targets with Boris Karloff?
Yes. Oh, Targets.
Have you seen
Bogdanovich. VHS, we've got Goldie Hawn in Protocol and Chuck Norris in Forced Vengeance. Well, these are some collectible soda bottles. First of all, we've got the Three Stooges, Wise Guy Root Beer, and King Kong Cola.
Oh. Where do these come from?
They're collectible.
They're collectible?
Yes.
This is from Sean in Washington. Sad to see you go, Craig. As a Seattle native, I always liked hearing your stories about your time here. 12 months, and it's the longest 12 months as far as just storytelling goes. I loved it out there. So here are some stereotypical Seattle gifts. Thank you for 11 years of dedication. Godspeed. Alberto Beef Jerky.
Joikey.
This trend should have started on the show a long time ago. Coffee.
Oh, nice.
From Seattle Chocolate, San Juan Sea Salt, and Seattle Chocolate Dark Origin.
If you have sent something for Craig to send him off into the great big world, and it has not gotten here, don't fret. If something comes in on a later show, I will make sure to get it to Craig.
And I will watch the shows, and I will make sure. And I will get the raw footage from the shows to make certain he's not editing out presents.
The only exception to this is if someone sends me a Battlestar Galactica lunchbox. I'm keeping that for myself. Bye, Craig. I will see you at the end of summer, and I hope you have a great time.
And you have a great time, too. Be nice to whoever comes next. That's all I ask.
I don't ask that. I don't care what you do. Give them hell.